Welcome back, Flare community. Happy Thursday. I hope you're all well and having an incredible day as always. Yes, it is time to jump into the weekly news. We've got Michael in the house, Professor, we've got Mark, we've got Valiant Energy, Kilios in the house, we've got Johnny, Zifnab, Kirsty, Jimmy Thing, Sasunata, and Mr. Anonymous. So yes, we're going to run through the news of this week, everything that's significant happening on the Songbird and Flare network. And we're going to start, as we always do, checking out the various data providers over on Solidify website here. The best performing data providers this week so far, or I guess at the start of this epoch, is Flare.space. We've got FTSO Plus in second place. In third place, we have the Grungies, and in fourth place, Solarius. Finally, in fifth place, Price Kraken. So congratulations to all those signal providers that are providing accurate signals and earning a delegation rewards. Of course, we know that staking is still much more favorable than delegation at the minute. So maybe something to consider. I'm not sure how long that's going to last, because the more people that stake, the less rewards you will get opposed to delegating. So currently staking is edging it, but that may not always be the case. Over on to xHaven here, the leading NFT marketplace over on the Flare and Songbird network, checking in with the best selling collections of the week. In first place, we have the Focus Pass. In second place, we have Block Bones. In third place, over on the Songbird network, we have Luxury Lofts. And in fourth place, Cyber, who have recently launched their collection on the Flare network. And in fifth place, Flare Fox Runners. That's the NFT news, or I guess the leaderboards for this week. And we're going to jump straight in here with STP07 getting the green light. This was the proposal to bring fast updates, or FTSO V2, over to the Songbird network, and this has gone live, and now there's actually a new proposal for those who may want to vote, FIP07, which is the exact same proposal but on the Flare network, bringing 1 to 2 second stream updates to the Flare time series Oracle. Voting opens around the corner over on at June the 5th, so be sure to have your FLR wrapped and ready to vote before then. So looking pretty good right now. We're seeing the network evolve and mature, and this update is a precursor for F assets. I see some comments in the chat there. When F assets, when. Of course, this is the precursor, so it will be some time after this has passed. Time will tell. We know that Hugo said that this year they will ship everything. This is just a bit of a reminder here from the Flare network, and I want to read this verbatim. So from the Flare network official account, the ease of creating new blockchains, that's layer 1, 2, 3s, app chains and side chains, is a double-edged sword. While exciting, more pluralistic, it fractures liquidity and data across various chains. Efficient and secure cross and off-chain solutions become ever more vital. Flare network steps in, a universal layer to connect blockchain ecosystems, and this is testament to one of the taglines, which is connect everything. And this is one of the reasons why I'm very bullish on the Flare network, the ability to really interoperate with many networks, and not just networks, but information that's off-chain as well. And the Flare time series Oracle is already a leader in its space, and I quite think that it is a hidden gem almost, because we see other, I guess, layer 2 solutions like Chainlink that really do have the first mover advantage. But I think the time is ticking for them, because Flare Network really is getting out there in terms of marketing, and we see some great threads recently from people within the ecosystem, not just Flare though, trying to bring that exposure to a wider audience. And I think that's only going to continue as we see these proposals pass and we get one step closer to F assets, which is, I guess, something that everyone's been waiting for. This is some news from API Portal for all the developers out there. We're talking here about Dogecoin, and that the API Portal offer APIs for both Dogecoin mainnet and testnet to empower you to build. And you can find them on the API Portal or Google Cloud Marketplace. This is a really great solution for anyone that wants to access some data powered by the Flare network at a very cheap cost. Moving on, this is flarescan.com. This is a really great explorer here, and they've added what I think is quite a really big feature, and this is the ability to export up to 10,000 transaction records with the new bulk data export feature. Now, I know a lot of people are very, I guess this feature is in quite high demand because of various tax reasons. I personally use an automated service called Coinly. I think there might be a link in the description, but for me, it really does take out the legwork of manually having to export your transactions and go through them with a fine comb one by one. There's a lot of great automated solutions out there, and Coinly is just one of them. DeFi Llama are now tracking Flare Network's FLR token emissions on their unlocks dashboard. That's what it looks like, and it sort of talks about, here you can see the various splitting of the initial allocation. So we've got Flare Labs, the VC fund, Flare Foundation, the initial airdrop, the Flare drops, the incentive pool, the team, the advisors, the backers, and of course the inflation, which you will know as staking rewards or delegation rewards. Seems like there is quite a high percentage that is still unlocked, 46.19%, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, you can check out more analytics over on DeFiLlama.com. Moving on here, this is probably the biggest news of the week. Clearpool, a leading DeFi credit marketplace, brings real-world yield to Flare networks through their innovative T-Pool, and this utilizes USDX, which is the first natively issued stablecoin on the Flare network. This isn't just any yield pool. It unlocks a boost for Flare's entire DeFi and F asset system. So we know that this particular stablecoin is actually going to be powering the F asset system too. So being able to be used to unlock collateral. This is a quote here from Jacob, who is the co-founder of Clearpool. Launching a custom T-Pool for USDX on Flare is great for both everyday users who want to earn a real-world yield from their stable holdings, and for F-Assets agents who can earn additional yield for their USDX while it's collateralized within the system. Something that I'm pretty much looking forward to. And if we go over here, there is this announcement from Clearpool that says that USDX T-Pool is now live. Clearpool has launched their T-Pool for Hex Trust's new stablecoin USDX on the Flare network, primarily backed by 1 to 3 month US Treasury bills, and this actually offers a current APR of about 4%, plus an additional 4% in FLR rewards. So pretty interesting stuff. I'll be keeping my eye on this, and of course I'm going to keep you up to date with everything that's happening with USDX. And here's one thing to note. This is the Flare Explorer, which I'm sure you're all familiar with by now. This is the issuance currently of the USDX T-Pool. So we can see it has almost 500,000, or just over 500,000. And if we look at this over here, something that I did want to look at is this asset. So this is what the asset is, Hex Trust USD, and we can see that there is 11 million actually, which has already been issued. There's not that many holders at the minute. We can see that there are only 9 addresses holding this, but I'm pretty sure this is going to increase quite substantially, especially when the F-asset system goes live. News from Kinetic Markets. Great news for all the FLR enthusiasts out there. Kinetic's documents are now live and open to the public. Learn more about the first lending protocol on the Flare network. And if you do want to go through this with a fine comb, you can search for it over on docs.kinetic.market. And this is their Gitbook page here, where you can go through it with a fine comb and unlock a lot more information than what they post out on their tweets. So feel free to read that if you do have time. Some news, I guess, over onto the NFT side of things here from xHaven, formerly Sparkles. The xHaven membership NFT airdrop is now complete. So all Genesis and DOTM holders, the Genesis being the Sparkles Bird NFTs, DOTM standing for Defenders of the Metaverse, they should have received, or you should have received, your new membership NFT, with which you can claim your xVN token after the token distribution event. So stay tuned for this. It is upcoming, and this is what the actual NFT looks like. So there we go. They're currently selling for about 2,000 FLR. If you was holding any of them NFTs issued by Sparkles at the time, now xHaven, be sure to check your wallet because you may just have some of these NFTs ready and waiting for you. Block Bonez, this is going to be a huge update that I'm going to be revealing the start of next month. So the 1st of June, there's going to be a big DApp upgrade, which is going to showcase all of the traits, more specifically the torso traits. So if you've got trait crates, this is what's going to be contained within them. This is just one example. This is the Songbird Birdies American football jersey. So creative. I mean, you can see the Songbird logo there, and it fits perfectly on this black Block Bonez with a jester hat. But of course, this is just 2 traits of a total of 5, which are upcoming, and there's a lot of exciting things just around the corner for Block Bonez. This is the website. If you do want to check it out, there's a lot of information here about the project, something that I've been working on for a long time now, I guess over a year, and I'm very excited to showcase what we've been building. You know, there's already a lot that's happened in the last 6 months since we officially launched. And of course, if you do want to click on the dressing room here, you can actually preview any of the NFTs that you may have. I think we'll just type in one that's been revealed from a Patreon member. I think they won this pretty recently. And of course, you can start selecting the various traits to preview them, whether it's a golden crown, whether it's, I don't know, an army hat, a wizard hat. There's a lot of stuff here. And again, you're going to be able to select this drop-down menu and preview the new traits on the 1st of June. So not long now, a couple of days. Be sure to check that out. We've got this from Flare Oracle and Pico Games, and I just like this post here where this concept with Pico cards, it actually originated as a physical game, right? And they're bringing this on chain. So Flare Oracle say a simple yet strategical card game, art, gameplay, and rules secured on chain on the Flare network. You can play a card and it's on chain. You defeat your opponent with their card, and then it is burnt on chain. It's a Web3 game that you wouldn't even be possible elsewhere, earning rewards for winning and staking. So I'm really looking forward to this. It's been in the works for quite some time, so I'm hoping it launches fairly soon. Pixel Chain Games. I think the artwork is really great as well. You know, it's obviously very simple, being a pixelated style, but they have some great memes as well, and like GIFs. So stay tuned for that. We've got this news from Focus, and they say that the Focus team has proven that it can deliver on its solutions while actively supporting the Flare network infrastructure. Stay tuned for what we have in store for you in the near future. And this is a little, I guess, a roadmap about what they're working on at the minute. And I think it's great to see other projects utilizing some of these native rewards from the Flare network, whether that be using some of their infrastructure. You can see that they are actually an infrastructure. They can utilize the yield or the fees that they generate to give back to their holders or their token holders as well, which I think we should see more of. I think it's a shame that not many projects utilize this novel functionality of the Flare network, and there's some really good models that I'm particularly excited about and that I've incorporated into Block Bonez too, that can really reward holders and go above and beyond what you can really launch on something like Ethereum, right? News from Cyber, who are a cross-chain crypto community utilizing the Cyber token to govern over the Cyber Capital 3+ million, treasury, right? Making investment and trading decisions. So it's somewhat of a DAO, and they've just recently launched on the Flare network. You can follow them at Cyber, that's SYBR_S for some more details. This is from Panos. He's posted this picture a couple of days ago. You can see the Flare network here, and along with some other assets, Ethereum, Corium maybe, or and we'll also have Bitcoin here and xHaven. So you may be wondering what this is about. Well, he's just launched or about to launch Paradigm, an institutional grade platform for liquidity and digital asset management powered by the XRP ledger and its automated market maker. So I'm intrigued to see how this does incorporate the other cross-chain assets too. Maybe there's going to be some Flare network technology sort of intertwined within that too. So stay tuned for that. I'll be keeping a close eye on that. And finally, if you are about this year and you want to meet the Flare team, here's all of the events that they have going on around the world. You can see quite a lot of diversification in terms of location. So if you are interested in any of these events and you want to see, I guess Hugo will be speaking at many of these, stay tuned. The next one is in Paris. Actually, I think there's one consensus which is happening right now. But Paris as well is the next one, 10th to the 11th of June, Proof of Talk. And we did see that interview with Hugo fairly recently, something that I posted over on YouTube as well as a separate video. So that is the news for this week. I do appreciate everyone watching, and if you do want to subscribe or like the video, please feel free to do so. And if you are a Patreon member, please feel free to come over to the Flare Community Discord. Of course, there is a link in the description. We're going to have a good old chinwag with it being the last Thursday of the month. And every other Thursday, we do a general chinwag where we talk about anything and everything each and every week. Please feel free to join. And I appreciate you all for the support. And with that being said, I'd like to wrap up here. Again, I'll be jumping into the Patreon call shortly after this stream has ended. If I don't see you in the Patreon call, well, have yourself a great weekend. Thank you all so much for watching as always. And until next time, I'm out.